All right, I just recorded my whole speech about this, and I didn't realize the audio from the video was playing as I was watching it. So here's take two. I'm just going to show the goal and then talk about it afterwards.
Jason Guerrier's goal, as here's Barcelus with Nisbet, the cutback, Edmondson! And the Mariners have done it! It's stoppage time! And Industry Group Stadium erupts! Well, they never give up. They never die. And the 2024 Grand Final is still alive.
All right, I wanted to show the celebrations a bit because you can see me in there. So yeah, there are a lot of things that annoy me in this world. And one of those things is that I'm not sure if anyone else realizes how insane this goal is. The Mariners had 0 shots on target leading up to this in the 90 minutes. Melbourne Victory played the near perfect game. Like, they were very good, very good. In the end, the Mariners, who had been the better side, all year, were a bit, they're a little bit better, but this goal, crazy. Look at the Farrell's pass through 3 Victory defenders. The way Barcelus turns away from the ball and heads towards goal, like he knows that flick's coming from Edmondson. I don't know if this is like a move that they've practiced, but it's crazy. I'm pretty sure Barcelus's touch is it bounce. I think it bounces first, which probably makes it that much harder. Um, Nisbet, his little 1-2, absolutely perfect, and then the finish from Edmondson, which I'm fairly sure goes through the legs of Brimmer. Like, yeah, everything about that passage needed to go perfectly, and it did. When he takes that shot, there are 8 Victory players in front of him. Like, they were doing everything possible to prevent a goal there. I wouldn't say, oh, yeah, so this is what happened leading up to the goal, just a free kick. Nothing had been going right for the Mariners. If they doubted themselves, they could have just gone, let's hoof it into the box and hope for a miracle. But, they backed themselves and they said, no, we're going to do this our way. And, yeah, that's an insanely good goal. Yeah, I personally wouldn't say, like Nisbet, he's surrounded by 4 or 5 players there when he does his little 1-2. Like, sure, in the end, a defender, a Melbourne Victory defender could have thrown themselves in front of the ball and prevented the goal, but, they also didn't want to risk giving away a penalty. I don't think any of them did. There were no, absolutely glaring defensive errors. It was just a ridiculously high quality goal. And like, I remember the day after the game, I was so hungover, so happy. Reading news reports, reading comments on YouTube videos. I have never seen anyone mention in the slightest how incredible that goal is. I don't know if most people just aren't aware. Like, maybe they haven't sort of watched it back and just sort of really looked at it and sort of analyzed it. Like, I don't think you need to. Like, I remember when, like, on the night, you sort of, it's all a haze, especially with, 10, 15, 20 beers. But, it's in the moment. You're just so happy that they scored. But as soon as I watched the YouTube video the next day, I was like, looking at that goal, I was like, that is crazy. I saw someone comment on one of the YouTube videos saying, oh, that second Mariners goal was world class. I was like, it's a good goal because of like how easy they did it. But I'm like that first goal is world class. That first goal is insane. Like, no disrespect to the boys, but I reckon they could, have the defenders in the same place, have the same setup. I reckon they could probably try that 1,000 times and not score 1,000 times. That's everything needed to go so perfectly. Like even Edmondson's shot, Brimmer, he sort of got there. It goes through his legs. Basically, if it goes anywhere else, no goal. His flick, like what a perfect flick, and it's like Barcelos read his mind. He knew it was coming. It was just, that goal is so good. I've been meaning to make this video for quite a few months. Never got around to it, and then so today's the Mariners victory game to kick off round 1 of the new A-League season. And just on Twitter, I saw a video recently, I'll relive the Mariners grand final win. And just, again, nobody saying how insanely good that first goal was. So I was just like, I'll make a quick little YouTube video and hopefully make some people aware of just how insanely good it was. I'm not even talking about what was, why it was so important. Like, potentially winning a treble, which they obviously did go on and do. I'm just talking about the goal itself, like how insanely good of a goal it was, just as a standalone goal. But then, when you add the fact that how late in the game it was, the treble, which no A-League team has ever done before. So it's been in Australia, the top level of football has been the A-League since 2005. A treble wasn't possible until the FFA Cup, which is now called the Australia Cup, was brought in 2014. I'm not going to count. I don't think anyone does, to be honest. Like any sort of like pre-season competitions. No, not counting that. The Mariners are the first A-League team to win a treble. One other Australian team has won a treble, decades ago. Can't remember who it was. Back then there was some sort of knockout competition. I can't remember the details. But so this is the first A-League treble, but also the first by any Australian team treble that involves an international trophy. As I've been showing, what's led up to this treble win. Like late winners for them to finish top of the table. In particular, that one against Wellington Phoenix, which basically decided who would finish top of the table. The AFC Cup run, which was crazy. I am going to make another video about it. This Mariners team lost their first 6 games across all competitions. No A-League team in history, in the 20 years of competition, or almost 20 years, has lost their first 6 games across all competitions. I've checked. It's insane what the terrible start they had and then the recovery from it to win a treble. I'm gonna make a video about some of the records they have from this season. Some of which are, again, I'm probably the only person that's sat down and worked them out, are crazy. So I'm gonna make some more videos about that. I've made a video about their grand final win last year, which they also set a record in. That's. I've had that done. I just haven't uploaded it to YouTube. But I'll get that on YouTube soon. That grand final winning run was incredible, and like I said, it's a record breaker. That's for another video. Mariners victory tonight in Gosford again. Pretty bloody excited for it. And hopefully you now realise how and why that goal was so insanely good.
Really good, the visitors here tonight. Valadon back outside. Guerrier! Oh, talk about unlikely sources. Jason Guerrier with just his 3rd ever A-League goal. And Victory have the lead. Victory have their noses in front in Gosford.
Well, is this a challenge set by Traore for Geria to match on the Harvey Norman replay. If it's possible to have done a better effort in a decisive match than Traore last week. I think it has been the season, Robbie, above all others, of late drama. And for the Central Coast to resurrect their hopes, it's going to be another instalment.
Jason Geria's goal. As here's Barcelous with Nisbet, the cutback, Edmondson! And the Mariners have done it! It's stoppage time! And Industry Group Stadium erupts! With Nisbet, space for the Mariners. Nisbet, Barcelous, the cutback! Miguel de Pizio! Off the sub-bench! And quite possibly Caltac with Farrell. The flag stays down. Edmondson is through. Nisbet's in the middle. Edmondson to finish it! And that's it! The Mariners will be champions of Australia for the third time and in back-to-back years. Well, Danny Vukovic goes to celebrate. The celebrations on the bench can come now. And it's Ryan Edmondson with his second of the night.
Well, the Harvey Norman replay shows an unerring finish. On the rack, the victory, trying to push for the equaliser. Space exposed, the goal exposed. Izzo can't stop it. In off the edge of the post. And they are now back-to-back champions.
They're built of spectacular stuff. And they are champions of Australia. And treble winners for the first time in A-League history.